All right, the moment you've been waiting for. Let's crack this open. So on X, everybody's been asking us since we've bought our standard to say, can you please cut the headliner on top of the Model Y standard? And the answer is no. So if you think that you're gonna do that, I don't wanna lie to you guys throughout the video. If you think that I was gonna do that, you can move on. I'm sorry with the hook. However, we are gonna explain why not, right? So we're gonna kind of go around. We did a lot of research. We were able to find some service manual of exactly how to remove it. And as we learned more and more about it, we realized I don't wanna do this. This is gonna take us too long and we don't really have a lot of time right now. So basically, first step is I just wanna give some context right here. I think the number one question is, if you remove all of this headliner, right, is it just gonna be freeing up the whole glass? The answer in a way is yes, but there is more to it than that. So I have my front windows tinted and I have this called Enforcer 2. It basically gives me, wow, this is very dark. But it basically gives me the VLT, which is visual light transmittance, and how much light can pass through. So only 11% of light can actually pass through this front window. They're dark. In the back, which is also tinted, is 3%. So that is very, very dark. But it's okay, in the back you can actually do that. And with 3% in mind, this is what it kind of looks like. You can actually see pretty clearly, right? You see the glass, it's a lot clearer. Of course, there's not a whole lot of light going through, but you can actually see the flashlight on my iPhone. So, I try to figure out, what is the VLT of that rear glass? Or not rear glass, I guess top glass. So one thing I found as I was kind of figuring it out, and I'll talk about why we're not doing this again in a second, there was an actual access to the glass on the back part of the trunk right here. And what I did is I actually put this through, and I did do this, and when I did it, it showed me 0. And I don't know if that's true, but it sounds like it could be. But part of the reason is there's a seal that I don't want to remove. I don't want this to leak or anything like that right here. That might be getting in the way, but check this out. I'm actually gonna put the same light in the backside right here. And you can see that in terms of like looking at it, you can see a little bit of this light right here. However, you can barely see it. Like you can't actually see the clarity. Like when I actually put it through that glass, it was really clear that it was a flashlight. Here, it almost fuzzes up. So I think they coated it. I'm pretty sure they did coat it with something where it almost makes it not really worth it to even look through it, right? So like if I go up here, I'm gonna look at it again. I don't know if you can see it from the top angle. You see how it fuzzes it up? It's almost like it's painted or something, right? And then comparatively, I got 3% VLT on this one, which is crazy, right? And yet, you can see the clarity of that glass. So I think what they did is they probably, I don't know, it's the end of it, and the world will never know until we remove it. But here's the thing, as we looked at the service manual, I'll put the link below, so you can actually, this is a public link that Tesla actually uploads a lot. If you go to like the service, you can actually find these links. And they had one about the standard headliner. And to do this, okay, first of all, you need to remove this thing right here. Basically, you need to loosen this up. And then you come around here. You have to remove this inner trim that you see right here. You got to remove this thing right here. You got to remove all of this right here in the bottom. You got to remove your seats, which is actually pretty easy. You got to remove this trim right here at the bottom. Also remove this to also access this. I mean, you're removing like all of this, all the trims out there, because this is one piece, it's all connected, which sucks. Okay, you keep moving on. You have to remove, by the way, both of these seals as well to access all these trims. So you got to remove all of this. You do bring it down, but it's kind of annoying to kind of realign everything. But yeah, you do need to remove all of this. It goes all the way around. This is a weather seal. One right here, This whole thing needs to come out, which means that you might also even have to loosen up your seat belt and kind of navigate that. And then you also have to remove this trim here. This little side panel you have to remove. This one you have to remove in order to remove the front trim. I don't know what number I'm at, but it's probably like 8 or 9 different trims that you have to remove. And then you keep going. You also have to remove this right here. This is the, what is this called? Yeah, the visor. You have to remove that. It is just like a Torx right here. This isn't hard, but there is a connection right here because there is a light that goes through when you actually open that up. So you have to remove here. You actually don't have to remove this one. There is a microphone actually in the headliner as well. But you can see you got to remove all of this front as well, which that's a lot of clips to remove. And here's the thing with all these trims when you remove it. Sometimes the clips break. It's kind of hard. It's finicky sometimes. They're not really meant to be removed like all the time, right? So, I mean, there's not a real good reason to remove it all the time. So then I thought about it. It's like, what if I did, I don't know where my knife is, but what if I did get a knife and just cut it? And I just thought about, man, that's a lot of work to put it all back because now I have to replace this whole thing. And then I'm not just removing just here. I'm literally removing all those trims I mentioned. And I just told you just on one side. I have to do it 2 times because there are trims on both sides for driver and passenger, which means more work. So that is the reason why we decided not to do a video. But I mean, look, if there's enough buzz around this video and we're like, they really want us to do it and there's a lot of views and there's actually people that are super interested in doing it, I'm not really confident that, I don't know, I mean, I think you can still see through, but I don't know if it's going to be worth seeing through. And after, by the way, this part that I just mentioned is like $1,200. After shipping, it's going to be like $1,400. So now, if you're going to go through all that route to do all those things, again, we always kind of have to go back to that price difference, right? I know there's some good deals right now as this video is being published on the standards, but I mean, there's not a whole lot of price difference. So then you start talking, well, if you're going to do that, just get a Juniper Premium, right? Rear-wheel drive instead of going through all this route. And that's a very, very valid point. So with that being said, in this video, we are not going to remove the whole headliner, but we appreciate you for watching this video and kind of walking through with us so that you can kind of understand, what this all means for the headliner. So no cutting today, but maybe tomorrow. And if you have any questions, let us know in the comments below. We'll see you later.